Jayaha, Shivarajaya here from vitalcoaching.com. What men want most from women. We're talking about relationships and dating and sex and all this beautiful juiciness that happens between polar opposites, between men and women. If you are gay, if you are a woman, you prefer women, that's fine, you know, but I think some of this stuff really overlaps. If you are a man who enjoys more the company of men and sex with men, that's fine as well, you know. I'm embracing everything, but right now I'm going to focus a little bit more on the dynamics between men and women, because it's a little bit easier when we can make it a bit more specific. So women, this is not a request, okay? This is just like giving you some picture about how men respond emotionally, energetically to the things that you do or who you are. And a lot of it is my own experience. If you ask like 20 different men, eventually you will see that there is some convergence, but maybe some guys will completely disagree with what I'm saying. So ask around to have different opinions. Also, if you are a man, please comment in here and tell us exactly what you like from women. What is it that you want the most from the women, from your partner, from the women that you spend time with? Okay, so for me, here it goes. The first thing is that I enjoy the company of women who are going to uplift me. Okay, it's like, is there an upgrade happening in my system when I'm in the presence of this woman? Does she bring something that opens my mind and my energy to something new that is not yet existing in my field? It means, are you moving me forward, or is the combination of what we share expanding me and uplifting me, or is it shutting down my energy, slowing down my system and taking me to a place which is low vibration or lower energy than where I was when you were not present? So are you uplifting me, or are you downgrading me? You know, I know that these terms can feel a little bit insulting, but basically this is what's happening. Do you feel like, for instance, as a woman, do you feel better when you are in the presence of this man, or do you feel worse? You know, it's a very simple thing. So this has a lot to do with how much energy you bring. You know, it's like energy is like an energetic investment that you bring into something. You invest yourself into that person that you're spending time with. So if you have nothing to invest, if you are really busy in your mind, trapped into drama and into self-absorbed stories, and basically there is not much that you can give to this interaction that is happening right there, well then, guess what? I'm not going to engage, because I can see that there is no energetic or emotional availability. There is no space to make a connection. But basically, this is it. It's like, if you come into this field, come with energy, come with something to offer, something to give. And you know, my guess is that most men will feel like that. They want to be uplifted. And so it's not necessarily an effort. It's something that happens naturally. You can bring, you know, happiness into the space, and it's going to just your joy, your presence, anything. But the point is your energy or your vibration or your frequency uplifting, creating an upgrade in the energy, or is it lowering the energy? Another thing which is really important is that personally, I enjoy both lights and shadows. A woman doesn't need to be perfect. You know, if you are there and you think that because there is some aspect of your you know, some shadow aspect in your field that men don't know how to love. No, usually in my field, it's like this temple is dedicated to that, to embracing both lights and shadows. And it's part of the Vital Tantra system to look at shadows and be able to embrace them and, you know, sometimes glorify them, but bring them to the surface, allow them to come to the surface without condemning them, without blaming them. And so I want you to know that the qualities that I'm mentioning here are not exclusive. You know, they can be the combination of different things that go into your field. But here is another one: truth. A woman being in her truth is super sexy. It's super hot. You know, knowing who you are and knowing what you want and being in this base. It doesn't mean that you're projecting that in an aggressive way, but you know what your boundaries are and you know what you want from your life. So this is super, super hot. Being real and daring to be real. Again, when you're in your truth and you're able to voice it from a place of love and compassion, it's a beautiful thing, being real. There is another piece, which is the consistency piece. This is something that personally I have been craving a little bit. It means that when you go and give a hug to somebody and you never know what kind of emotion is going to come back to you. It might be resentment, or don't touch me right now. It's like, okay. You always have to feel like you're navigating a little bit of a danger zone. So the emotional or energetic consistency is really something that allows personally my system to relax in connection with that person. Again, try to mirror the situation. Imagine that you have a man in your life who is shifting moods all the time, and you never know what to expect, and there is complete lack of energetic or emotional safety when you come back home. You're living with that person and you never know what to expect. You never know if it's going to be a battle or a nice romantic time. It just creates lots of stress in your field because you're always there, contracting and ready for battle. You receive a message and you never know if it's good news or bad news. So this consistency, energetic or emotional consistency, is something that allows you to relax and create connection and keep your heart wide open towards somebody. So if you're a movement who is shifting, a lot all the time, that forces men to be a bit more protective to their field when they're around you. Something along the same line, it is the ability to create emotional safety. Again, this is not something that has to be there all the time, but what is important, I feel, is that a woman knows and is able to master those energetic or emotional skills. It is, are you able to consciously choose to generate emotional safety, to be in a drama-free zone, for instance, for a week, if you decide to do that? And that's something that is really important, because what you want as a man is precisely sometimes to be allowed and able to relax without feeling stressed, without feeling like, okay, there is a potential drama or potential criticism or potential attack coming out of nowhere. Sometimes you just want to be in a space which is just romantic, pure, and be able to relax. So there is nothing wrong with drama and intensity, but what I feel is important is for the woman, for the partner, to be able to choose when you want to go in there or not, instead of just being an overflow of emotions that you don't control, and it feels like you are enslaved by those states. I would like you to be master of these states. I would like you to be like consciously deciding, you go like, I'm in a rage right now and I decide to consciously go into intensity, not because I'm enslaved by that state, not because I cannot do anything about it, but because I can see that there are different cards I can play, and then I choose for the card of intensity. And if you don't like it, fuck off. You could be like that as a woman coming to my field and be like, this is what's going to happen. And I had that happening in the past, and welcoming it. I say, wow, it looks like you're really pissed right now. It looks like you're really angry. Come on, let's meet and let's work it out. Let's see what you have to say. Here, I'm going to set up my time and give you space to voice what you have to voice, or just be in free flow. Yeah, sure, you want to blast me with anger and rage. That's fine, that's okay. You're allowed to go there. You're allowed to have intensity. But what I feel is like having this awareness that this is what you're actually doing. Okay, as a man receiving that and receiving the gifts of your intensity, it's like it's really, really beautiful to see a woman who is able to play and navigate those states at will. So we are talking about something that is much vaster. It's energetic or emotional mastery. It's a powerful thing, and I think that it's something that every human being on this planet is craving for. What I notice as I'm talking about this thing is that all these things, it's both men and women most of the time are craving for these things. Something that really touches me also from the women who are in my field is just this sense of active kindness. It's like, especially when it comes to, to women who are extremely attractive, you know, beautiful, and they are able to enter into the state of energetic presence and compassion and be really kind to other human beings. You know, it's like you could be really bitchy. It's like a man approaches you and he's hitting on you, and you go like, wow, thanks for the compliment. I'm really touched that you want to go out with me, and I'm not interested, but thanks. You know, this is kindness. It's like honoring a man's courage to ask you out. So when I see that happening, you know, from especially from women who could position themselves as really bitchy and aggressive, and they consciously choose active kindness, it's really hot, it's really sexy. Again, in the same direction is the ability to navigate drama and drama-free zones. You know, you decide to be in a date or decide to be in a romantic state, and you choose to be in a state of love and peace. It's a powerful thing. It comes back to emotional maturity. Another one, integrity. You know, this is one of the bonding ideas that really creates a strong coupling experience. When you engage into conscious coupling, it's like the integrity piece is huge. It's really big. You want somebody who is going to be honest and direct and clear with you. So clarity, honesty, transparency, all these qualities are extremely important to create a strong heart-opening experience with somebody. And then the last one that I wrote over here is, of course, femininity and activated Shakti. It means that obviously my male energy is going to wake up more when I'm in the presence of a woman who knows how to access her feminine energy. If your sexual fire and your sensuality and your femininity is locked within the constraints of shame and guilt, you know, like you don't feel comfortable with your body, you don't love yourself, there is no self-love, there is no connection, no active connection with your body, then it's going to lock equally my system into a place where I will contract around those same exact qualities. The reason why it happens is because of energetic resonance. If I'm with a woman who is free and open and overflowing with her feminine energy, then my masculine energy as a response is going to be overflowing as well. It means that I'm going to enter into the states of power where I embrace my sexual fire or my sexual desire, and this allows us to bond in a place which is going to create lots of energetic resonance. Okay, so yeah, this quality of femininity and activated Shakti is beautiful. So here's the conclusion about all that. We could keep on going, of course, you know, write a whole book about these qualities. I don't want you to feel pressured, okay? This is not a request. It's not like, oh, here are the standards of how you're supposed to be behaving with men or with myself, right? It's not about that. It's more like giving you some ideas and some context about the places where you might be like, oh, well, yeah, here is an aspect of my life that I haven't been cultivating. It'd be really nice to add that. So it's potential upgrades in certain parts of your life, but it's not a request, okay? It's not a requisite. My guess is that, you know, I mean, you are watching this video, if you're a woman, you're beautiful, you're perfect exactly the way you are. And there is nothing that comes into this video as a request or a demand. Well, unless you do that, you're not going to be loved. No. This is not what we are saying here. This is what we are saying here is like, here are possible areas in which you can explore and expand if you want to have a deeper connection with the man in your life. Again, you know, the title of the video, What Men Want Most from Men, is not really a want. It's more like, well, what they would like, what would make their lives easier, what would allow them to open their heart even more than what they're opening right now. But again, you know, the diversity of human experiences and exploration is really vast. And so don't feel, again, pressured with that. Trust your truth, trust your flow, and identify the places where you go like, okay, well, yeah, I can see that if I was expressing a bit more of that, for instance, the code of integrity, you go like, yeah, if I was expressing a bit more of that, it would create a deeper connection with a man in my life, and it would be nicer. Or the first one, come up with energy. You go like, yeah, actually, when I come on a date, I would like to be completely present and high on energy, so that we upgrade and we create something, a container that is. And sometimes it's just a choice, okay? You can arrive at a date or a connection with somebody and be like, fall on the couch and say, I'm so fucking tired, I'm exhausted, and I have nothing to give you right now. You go like, great, no problem. Or you can be like, wow, I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to get a good night of sleep. I'm going to go and take a cold shower and pump myself up and arrive there in the best possible state that I can be, to have a great date with that person. So again, it's all a flow, and it's all in acceptance and respect. Again, don't feel pressure by any of what I say here. These are all suggestions, open within the field of freedom. Trust your truth, trust your instinct, know from within, don't do things because men necessarily like it. Do them because you like them, because it's your truth, and it's part of who you want to be. For instance, the quality again of integrity, when you are in integrity, it feels like you have this bliss and this grace coming into your field. That feels just amazing. So it's not something that you necessarily do for other people. It's more like, okay, here are the values that I want to anchor into my field. And it's important that you do it from that perspective. Be in your truth, okay? This is where we started. Be in your truth. Be master of your life. Go to a sense of mastery and really owning your existence. And part of it has to do with accepting and voicing and expressing your shadows as well. So it's not just about light, it's not just about beauty and love. It's like sometimes there is anger, frustration, rage, sadness, depression, all that is part of your being, and is fully embraced by the divine masculine. Yes, beautiful, beautiful. Remember, you're loved. The divine masculine loves you. I'll see you soon.